So Chris Wilder is one of the most loved football managers in the entire world, and his story of how he took Sheffield United from the third tier of English football all the way to the English top flight is very well known in the footballing world. But unfortunately, this Premier League season, Sheffield United are rock bottom of the Premier League table, and it has just been announced that unfortunately Sheffield United and Chris Wilder have gone their separate ways. So in tribute of the English manager, I thought that I'll tell you, ladies and gentlemen, the story of Chris Wilder. From his playing career all the way until now, what is the story of this English manager? But in order to do that, we have to go back to the very beginning. On September 23rd, 1967, a beautiful baby boy by the name of Chris Wilder was born with a total weight of... Nah, I'm kidding, we're not starting that far back. I got you for a second though, right? But in terms of Chris Wilder's playing career, in 1982 he joined the Southampton Youth Academy playing as a right back, where he spent 4 years but unfortunately was released from the club without making a single first team appearance. But worry not, ladies and gentlemen, as he finally got his chance to play for a professional football club when he was signed by a tiny football club known as Sheffield United, where he spent the first 6 years of his professional footballing career, racking over 100 league appearances for the Blades. Now, although Chris Wilder doesn't have many accolades to display for his playing career, he played for a total of 11 different clubs throughout the lower leagues of England, including 5 different loan spells, where once again he played for Sheffield United in 1998 until 1999, before eventually retiring in 2001 at Halifax Town. Now, as I mentioned earlier, Chris Wilder didn't accumulate many awards throughout his playing career, but his first ever season as a manager was a major success, as he managed Alfreton Town in the 9th tier of English football to 4 trophies in his first and only season at the club. Now, as I said, although it was in the 9th tier of English football, little did Chris Wilder know this would be the start of something special. Now, the following season, in July 2002, Chris Wilder joined the club, at which he retired at Halifax Town as the replacement of caretaker manager Neil Redfern, where unfortunately Chris Wilder did not succeed in his first season, as he did get the club relegated to the Conference, also known as the lowest tier of English professional football. But once again, worry not, ladies and gentlemen, as this was not the end of Chris Wilder's journey at Halifax Town, as he spent a total of 6 years at the club, managing over 300 games, including winning the West Riding County Cup in 2004. But unfortunately, in June 2008, Chris Wilder's journey at Halifax Town came to an end, but not by his own choice, as the club did struggle financially and went through liquidation. And as a result, Chris Wilder joined Bury FC as an assistant manager, where he then spent the next 6 months of his career. But ladies and gentlemen, once again, worry not, as just like a bouncy ball, he bounced back once again, because after those 6 months, he was offered the Oxford United job, where he had an incredible first campaign at the club and just missed out on a playoff spot in his first season. Now, I think one thing we can all agree on is the fact that Chris Wilder has had many ups and downs in his career up until this point, and luckily for Wilder, Oxford United was a major up in his career, as the second season was even better than the first, because by the halfway stage of the season, Wilder and his men were at the top of the league table, but unfortunately, due to a poor run of games, he did not win the league, but still gained promotion by beating Luton, Rushden and York City to gain promotion into the EFL Football League for the first time in 4 years. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I know exactly what you're thinking. Chris Wilder is a legend. Surely you can't get much better than this. Well, funnily enough, he can, because over the next 2 seasons, he got 2 mid-table finishes with the club in a row. But funnily enough, once again, in the 3rd season, due to him missing out on a playoff spot, the club only gave him a 1-year extension on his contract, where Chris Wilder then made probably the biggest move of his career. Now, you guys are probably wondering, Finn, what big role did Chris Wilder get? Well, in January 2014, Chris Wilder got the Northampton Town job, where halfway through the season, he was brought in and he saved Northampton Town from relegation. And in his second season at the club, he didn't just escape the relegation zone once again. He won the league title with 99 points, despite the fact that the club was going through financial struggles and couldn't even pay its own players and staff. Those 2 years at Northampton really shaped Chris Wilder's career, because what happened after that can only be described as revolutionary. Now the next job for Chris Wilder was one that he had no idea would change his life, players' lives, and even fans' lives forever, because in 2016, Chris Wilder got the opportunity of a lifetime to manage his boyhood club, Sheffield United, in the third tier of English football. Now, ladies and gentlemen, over the last few years, we've seen multiple players grow up to manage their boyhood clubs, but nothing quite like the story I'm about to tell you. Now, obviously, back in those days, Sheffield United didn't have much financial backing, so as a result, Chris Wilder had to bring in quite a few free transfers, but one of the biggest decisions that he made early on was to give Billy Sharp the captain's armband, which ended up resulting as a very wise choice, because 5 years later, Billy Sharp is still the captain of the club today. And in terms of Chris Wilder's results at Sheffield United in their first season, well, 4 games in, Sheffield United only had 1 point and were bottom of the table, but somehow they changed it around, and come the end of the season, Sheffield United won the league with 100 points, a new personal best for the club. Now, obviously, Chris Wilder returning to his boyhood club and gaining promotion with the club, you might think to yourself, surely, Finn, it can't get any better for Chris Wilder. Well, the thing is, it does, because it only took 3 years in the championship for Chris Wilder to gain promotion to the Premier League, the English top flight. Now, at this stage, Chris Wilder had created quite a name for himself, being the player who grew up to manage his boyhood club and take them from the 3rd division of English football all the way to the English top flight, the Premier League. That is enough to build your own legacy. But Chris Wilder, in typical fashion, did not end his story there, because Sheffield United's first season back in the Premier League, they ended 9th place on the Premier League table, their highest ever finish in English football history since 1992. Which takes us to today, where unfortunately, as of 2-3 days ago, it has been announced that Chris Wilder and Sheffield United have mutually agreed to go their separate ways, as Sheffield United are rock bottom of the Premier League table, and over 5-6 years, Chris Wilder really doing all that he could. But ladies and gentlemen, that is the story of Chris Wilder. The 2021 season, he is now without a job. I wish him best of luck wherever he goes, but I wanted to share the story about a manager who truly inspired me, not just a manager like Jose Mourinho or Pep Guardiola who won trophies throughout their career, but someone who really started rock bottom and worked their way all the way to the top. I think Chris Wilder is one that inspired many to fall in love with football, especially Sheffield United fans, and really truly gave them hope. So I wanted to make this as tribute to a really fantastic manager who does not get enough credit. But guys, I hope that you have enjoyed this video. I wish Chris Wilder the best of luck and Sheffield United the best of luck wherever they go. And of course, if you want me to do another story of video about a manager, this is my first one about a manager. I've done it with Gundogan and Soucek before. If you want me to do another video about a player of this kind of caliber, leave suggestions down below and I will probably do them. Once again, this video took quite a lot of research, so please do give this video 10 likes. I'd really appreciate it, and subscribe if you're not subscribed. But guys, until the next video, I'll see you guys next time. Finn, FYNN, cheers.